Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to read the face of a very famous person, of a celebrity known worldwide. I've decided that I'm going to post a series of videos where I do these readings of some famous celebrity faces, and I think it would be of tremendous help for whoever enjoys and likes and studies and is interested in face reading. For me, it would be of great fun to do this, and I would really enjoy creating and posting these videos. To begin with, I've decided I'm going to do a reading of actress Angelina Jolie. Okay, I'm going to begin with her. I think she has first of all, she is the most beautiful woman in the world, in my opinion. Her beauty is simply out of this world, and a great actress as well. And I think she has the perfect face for me to begin with, because she has so many, beautiful features, interesting features to do a reading of, So I've decided I'm going to begin with her today. So I'm going to follow the same sequence of features that I followed on my previous video, on the general meanings of the features, right? And so I'm going to begin with the ears, okay? So the first thing we notice when we look at her ears is that they're quite big, okay? She has pretty large ears, considerably large ears, which implies that she has a risk-taking nature and is a woman that is very courageous, with a small amount of fear in her nature and her personality. She likes to take risks, and by analyzing the length of her ears, we see that the middle part is broader than the upper part, right? Which implies that she is a risk taker when it comes to her body, okay? She likes to venture and risk with her body, not financially. She's not comfortable taking financial risks, like gambling, for example, or investing money on the stock market, for instance. But she is comfortable taking risks with her body, okay? So this is the first thing that we notice. We also notice that she has attached earlobes that are attached to her face, which implies that she has she's kind of more dependent on her immediate family, and for her it would be kind of difficult to separate from them, from her husband, from her children. She's very attached to them, and for her to separate from them would be something very difficult for her to do. This is the meaning of attached earlobes, okay? And she has attached earlobes, so she is very attached to her immediate family members. The next interesting thing that we can see on her face is her eyebrows, which are kind of weak and thin and light, right? She does not have strong and prominent bushy eyebrows. Her eyebrows are very light and calm and weak, right? Which implies that she is not the type of person who would express a volcanic, explosive anger, okay? She gets angry like everybody else, but when she gets angry, it's not something to be afraid of, you know. It's a simple anger like everybody else is capable of expressing, most of the people actually. So she does not have this large amount of anger, you know, this large reserve of anger. Also, I would say she does not have a good amount of assertiveness, because the eyebrows are also related to the level of assertiveness, not only anger but assertiveness as well, and aggression. But at the same time, we can see that her face is very rectangular, is a long rectangle, and she has a pretty strong jaw, which are word signs in Chinese face reading, and which imply that she is an assertive woman, active and assertive woman. Going a little down on her face, we can see her eyes, right? Her eyes are quite open, and they have always been this open, and they imply that she has a very receptive nature. She has always been open to new people, new experiences in her life, and she does not have the type of personality who analyzes, right? She's not analytical. She does not like to analyze. When somebody comes into her life, you know, this person is welcome, and she does not have the need to firstly analyze and judge to see if that person will enter her life or not. Okay, she's very receptive and open, and she has an open heart. Another thing that we can see on her eyes is that they're very bright, and together with her smile, which is also very bright and sparkling, she has both, you know, the eyes and her smile very sparkling, which implies that she is a very joyful woman, exuberant woman, who is always laughing and expressing joy. And sometimes this joy may even, you know, fall out of line and surpass the limits and become excess joy, which can be something not so good, because it can cause kind of bad concentration skills, short attention span, accelerated thoughts, you know, many thoughts at the same time, you know, flowing together, and you know, anxiety. So these are the symptoms of excessive joy, which in today's psychology can be called mania, right? So she has this tendency for mania, okay, because she is very joyful, and sometimes this may, you know, get out of the limits, right? But in general, she is a very joyful woman who enjoys laughing. Laughing is something that she enjoys, really enjoys doing, you know, something that she really likes to do. She's always laughing, and she's always smiling at people, at things, at jokes, funny stuff, whatever. Something that confirms this laughing and smiling nature of hers is her dimples. She has dimples on her lower cheeks. They're kind of faint, but she really has them, okay? And dimples are an extension of sparkling eyes and a bright smile, and they only confirm a laughing, joyful nature that a person may have, okay? It also shows us that she is very charming. Another interesting thing to look at on her face is that the corners of her mouth are pointed upwards, okay, which means that she has a very positive outlook on life, and again confirms this joyful, smiley nature, okay. She is somebody who is very optimistic and who has always, her life has always been very good for her. And there's a predominance of good emotions and feelings, since her childhood, since she was born. Her life has been predominantly pleasant for her, and this can be seen on the corners of her mouth that are pointed upwards. Another thing that confirms this joyful, exuberant nature is her cleft chin. She has a very faint cleft on her chin, indicative of an entertaining nature. She's somebody who likes to entertain. She's a performer. She's a natural performer. In Chinese face reading, the cleft chin is called the mark of the performer because people with cleft chins are natural entertainers. Natural performers are the people who like to do things, that have many talents and abilities, and they like to show them off to people, to entertain people, They are talented people. So she's a very talented person. She's a natural performer. And she likes attention as well because people with cleft chins, they have the talents and they long to be noticed for their talents, So she has the need to be noticed and to be seen. So I guess being on the public eye for her is something very satisfying, right? Another interesting thing to look at here is the inner corners of her eyes. In face reading, the inner corners of the eyes tell us about how good a person is at choosing and using words as weapons when they're angry. When we are angry, we always end up using words to hurt the person we are arguing with, right? So the inner corners of the eyes tell us about how good a person is at using words as weapons when they're angry. We can see here that she has pretty pointed inner corners, right? Which means that she is very good at using words as weapons whenever she wants to sting somebody's heart when she's angry. Somebody who obviously did not make her good, okay? She is very good at choosing and using words to hurt when she's angry, okay? And we can also notice here that her left eye, the inner corner of her left eye is more pointed than the inner corner of her right eye, right? The left side of our face is our private side, our inner side that is concealed to the public, to people. Whereas our right side is our public side. It is the side of us that we show to the world and we show to the public, and that people perceive in us when they look at us or when they talk to us, okay? So we can see here that the inner corner of her left eye is more pointed than the inner corner of her right eye, which is more rounded, right? What we can conclude from that is that to the public eye, she does not appear to be, that stingy with words as she really is inside, okay? She really has this capacity and is capable of hurting somebody with words whenever she wants, especially when she is angry, okay? But to the public eye, maybe she does not look like that, okay? She appears to be a more diplomatic woman, more compassive woman, who is not capable of hurting anybody, you know, but in reality, she has this power and she uses it when she's angry and when she wants to hurt somebody who did her wrong, okay? Her very full mouth, full lips, and large mouth, because not only are her lips very full, but her mouth is very wide, right? And large, which shows us that she is a very sensual woman. First of all, a very sensual, and by sensual, I don't mean sexual, okay? A sensual person is not necessarily a sexual person. A sensual person is somebody who really appreciates and values anything that comes to their senses, either tastes or, you know, smells, sounds, touch, you know. A sensual person values all of these, you know, all of the stimuli that come into their senses, okay? This is the meaning of being sensual, okay? She's a very sensual woman in this regard. And she is also very generous, which is implied by the size of her mouth. She has a pretty wide mouth and with full lips, which means it is the peak of generosity, okay? In face reading, the mouth is associated with the level of generosity that a person has, and she has the maximum generosity here, okay? She's a person who really enjoys giving things to people, and I would say that she likes to give things even to strangers, not only to people around her and family members or friends, but even to strangers, I would say, because her level of generosity is, you know, is maximum level, okay? Another interesting thing that we can see on her face is that she has sunken, concave lower cheeks, okay? Her upper cheeks are not prominent, which implies that she is not a bossy woman and she does not like to tell people what to do and to give orders, okay? Her lower cheeks are concave, which means that she, you know, there's this feeling of emptiness, of a void in her nature that she does not know where it comes from. She just feels this emptiness, this sense of that something's missing in her life, but she does not know exactly what it is, okay? She just feels it. I would not say here that she does not know how to live her life, because as I said in my previous video, right, you know, on the meaning of the lower cheeks, because she has pretty full lips, which implies that she really knows how to live her life, because she is a sensual woman, and a sensual person knows how to surrender to the pleasures of life and to the comforts of life. So I would say she knows how to live her life, and she is, you know, capable of giving herself pleasure, but at the same time she has this feeling of emptiness in her life, in her nature, and it's something natural that has always been with her since, you know, her childhood. So that's all for this video. I don't want my videos to be very long, okay? So I'm not going to do a very long analysis or reading of people here, you know, because it would take a really long time for me to do, and I have other things to do here in my day-to-day life, and the result would be a very long video as well, right? So I'm going to post more kind of, shorter videos, with general readings and not detailed readings. Okay? Maybe in the future when I have more time, I will do this, but not for now. Okay? So again, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was of great help for you who enjoy face reading, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.